Be alert, because what you are about to discover may not only illuminate, but completely transform the landscape of your personal connections. And while you're here, make sure to be part of our circle. If not already, join now so you don't miss a single moment of this revealing journey. Have you noticed how she absorbs your every gesture, capturing details that many would overlook? That intense attention is not by chance. In her silences, there is a universe of hidden intentions, as if she is carefully navigating the complicated waters of your interactions. She can foresee the impact your words may have on her soul, always aware that what she shares can either enrich or devastate. This sensitivity towards you comes from a deep connection, a bond that allows both of you to feel and influence each other intensely. Her caution arises from an understanding, perhaps unconscious, of this powerful duality that defines what you have. Inside her, there is a whirlwind, an internal battle that consumes her. She tries to contain it, hide it, but the more she represses, the stronger the pressure grows to release these trapped emotions. Imagine a weight, not physical, but emotional, that she carries day after day. This burden is not new. It is the result of accumulated times of unspoken words, of stored feelings. Now the energy around her has changed, charged with a growing anxiety, a clear sign that there is something essential she needs to express, something that can no longer remain hidden. You, with your sensitivity, notice the subtle change in the air around her. You know exactly when to approach, at the moment when she most needs someone to listen, even if she doesn't say anything. The connection between you is evident. You notice the small gestures, the distant look, understanding that it's time to offer space for her to open up. The way you communicate may change as the relationship evolves. Perhaps she prefers direct and sincere conversations, or maybe she expresses herself through gestures, looks, and subtle touches. The important thing is your attentive presence, your readiness to embrace everything she wants to reveal. She strives to maintain calm, but the emotions are intense. Every thought and feeling seems to confirm that your souls truly know each other. The bond you share is strong, transcending time and space, going beyond what words can explain. His image is deeply engraved in her mind, invades her dreams, returns with a force that cannot be ignored. He, in turn, often gets lost in thoughts about her, with the features of her face highlighted in his memory, not just as a physical attraction, but as something deeper and more significant, as if they were destined to meet again. This type of connection, where one person sees the other in their purest essence without masks or defenses, is something extremely rare and valuable. It's a gift, perhaps granted by some higher force, that allows one to see the true nature of someone. Do you feel this vibrant energy, this almost immediate recognition between you? This is not a connection that can be forced. It's genuine. When two souls meet like this, a kind of magic happens, a mix of energies creating something new and incredibly powerful. Throughout life, we meet many people. We get involved, love, and give parts of ourselves in these relationships. Each interaction reveals a different side of who we are, depending on how much we allow ourselves to be known. It is a conscious choice, influenced by the closeness we decide to have with each person. Only those souls destined to connect with us on a deep level can see us clearly and intensely. This understanding is tied to the destiny we share with each person. When the connection is deeper and seems predestined, the energy that flows between us is so intense that the other person finds it difficult to stay away. They see us not as someone ordinary, but as someone remarkable, whose presence and image are unforgettable. The intensity of this relationship reflects the special bond that exists, something that goes beyond ordinary interactions and remains etched in memory. In deep relationships, it is common to experience exchanges that go beyond the surface, involving an almost sacred interaction between essences. If you are curious about what she thinks of you, or what impression you left, consider that your gaze may have said more than words. There may be something captivating about you, perhaps a unique feature on your face, a different smile, or an expressive look. These traits not only make her feel something special when she is with you, but they also remain in her memory even when you are not around. She has been hesitant to express herself clearly, not out of lack of interest, but due to a certain shyness. She realized that the expectations she had about other possibilities do not compare to the reality you offer. She feels embarrassed for not having noticed your qualities earlier. This feeling creates a barrier, perhaps making you feel rejected or interpreting her actions that way. This rejection may not have been evident. It may have been subtle, perceived only in the details of conversations where she might have unintentionally tested you. Her regret was almost immediate. She felt responsible for that choice and now carries the guilt. What really impacted her was her reaction at that specific moment, something she didn't expect. Despite seeing him as a calm person, this serenity paradoxically causes her some anxiety. Perhaps the way you handled her emotions made her question if you really express everything you feel. The way you managed the situation and the subsequent distance are notable. She quickly noticed a change in your energy and recognized her mistake. Your posture conveys confidence and even a certain pride, suggesting that although the change in the connection might have been significant, you don't blame yourself. You are at a point in your life where you let others' actions reflect who they are without taking responsibility for them. She faces an internal conflict she never expected to feel, torn between the image she shows the world and her true feelings. She feels as if she is living two distinct lives, and this duality disorients her. She wants you to be more emotional, more vulnerable, even though you tried to open up, perhaps not in the way she expected. This resulted in a feeling of isolation for her, as if she carries the weight of her choices alone. This situation highlights the difference between the persona she presents and her true identity. This new experience of rejection is something she cannot ignore. She feels that her body, mind, and soul start to reject the people, places, and situations around her. When the soul experiences such a deep connection, it becomes difficult to move on and ignore the profound feelings that arise. She could be anywhere right now, surrounded by people, maybe even interested in others, but the energy, the constant memory of you stops her from moving forward. This force is so powerful that it paralyzes her, both in social moments and in solitude. There's a point in every journey where the truth becomes so evident that it's impossible to ignore, and she has reached that crucial moment. This is her reality now, an overwhelming energy that makes her see your image or think of you at the most unexpected times. No matter where or with whom she is, this force keeps her trapped, preventing her from moving on. There is a moment in life when a truth so profound reveals itself that looking away becomes unfeasible, and that's exactly what she is experiencing. She is completely stuck, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally, unable to break the chains of this intense connection. The force of this bond infiltrates her life in unexpected ways, dominating her thoughts and guiding her actions. It's as if every step she tries to take is pulled back by this invisible but undeniably real energy. Her existence is now marked by this truth, from which she can no longer escape or hide. Do you want to know about her movements, even with the distance or lack of communication between you? Your influence is still strong around her. It may seem strange, but if she were totally honest, she would admit that this whole connection has something unusual about it. Not in a negative way, but in an unpredictable and deeply spiritual sense. You might be mirroring each other at this very moment, something common in deep and intense connections. Clearly there is something unfinished, a conversation or revelation that needs to happen. On a more personal level, perhaps you didn't notice, but you awakened in her memories of something she wished never to feel again, a superficial connection. The intensity of the feelings made it difficult for her to understand who you truly were, perhaps because there wasn't enough time for a deep acquaintance. For her, there was no immediate recognition or clarity, as she felt nothing until suddenly she did. And that's what you caused in her. It wasn't just your way of handling situations that touched her, but you allowed her to come to that conclusion on her own. She discovered by herself that not everything was as it seemed and had the space to realize that. And all she could see and think about was you. This is crucial when dealing with intense feelings, because the truth is that there's no way to convince someone about who you are. Love doesn't work that way. Maybe that was her experience in the past. Maybe she let herself be swayed by words and not by actions. But you changed that in such a way that now she fears what life would be like without you. She learned to value the depth of feelings and the intensity of genuine connections. She realized that love is not something that can be explained or convinced, but something that is felt and lived. Now, the uncertainty of being without you is a constant fear. The depth of what you shared echoes within her, and that connection is rare. You opened a new world for her, a side of love that she may have never explored. You awakened feelings and emotions that she didn't even know existed, and fundamentally, you allowed her to discover that on her own. Now she understands that the true beauty lies in the depth and intensity of the emotions you shared, not in misleading appearances. This clarity makes her fear a life without you. She feels an urgent need to reconnect. She realizes that your connection is at risk of becoming superficial, something she cannot accept. You started with unparalleled intensity, a rare passion. The difference here is communication, and that's what makes this bond so unique. You have a special way of communicating, almost like a secret code. Every word you said had a profound impact on her, even if you didn't realize it. You are confident, you know what you want, you are secure in your journey. Your ability to ask questions, seek clarity, and challenge is something she might not be used to, depending on how the relationship developed. It may be that at the beginning, or during some period of distance, she wasn't fully aware of the type of connection you had. But the truth is, ever since you drifted apart, your presence remains alive in her. You created an internal dialogue that sets her apart from everything she has ever experienced. She realizes she needs to get closer, to be honest, because she doesn't want to lose this bond. She knows that something like this doesn't happen twice. It's impressive how you impacted her with your words and confidence. That's why she feels compelled to seek this reconnection. The intensity with which everything began, that initial passion, transformed into something deeper, thanks to the unique way you communicate. The truth is, she doesn't want another connection like this. She doesn't believe something similar could happen again. She definitely put him in the wrong category and now sees it more clearly. The truth is that this person, who has always been so proud, is hesitant to get closer again. This is not common for her, especially since she doesn't usually backtrack. She is the type who moves forward without looking back, but something about you keeps her constantly thoughtful. This period of separation was significant. There was something meaningful that made her rethink her next steps. Perhaps it was a preparation, a feeling that she was doing the right thing. However, at the moment she made the decision, something didn't feel right. Now she follows her heart, trying to reconnect with you. She is apprehensive, aware that there could be two outcomes. Either you will be willing to listen to her and maybe even meet her again, or you have already moved on. But honestly, the energy that flows suggests that she doesn't care about the outcome, as long as she has the chance to prove herself to you. She knows you have options, that you are someone rare and special. Her thoughts are in turmoil because you have put her in a new and unknown position. She realizes that people like you are rare, and that makes her uneasy. The energy she feels when connecting with you is unique. For her, this connection is deep and true. When she aligned with you for the first time, or even in casual moments, she was able to see many things. However, there is a large aspect of this connection that remains hidden, and this hidden part is within her. So she feels attracted to you but also challenged by this connection. Often, when aligning with you, her insecurities come to the surface. She can easily list 1,000 reasons why this connection shouldn't exist, 1,000 reasons why you are not her type, or why this connection simply doesn't make sense. This happens because your presence or energy challenges her, pushing her into unknown territory. The truth is that you are actually guiding her back within herself. And this connects in a certain way to the process of self-discovery because, for those on the journey of true love, to really embody the energy of love in its entirety, the other half of their soul might be in a person they least expect. This may completely disorient her at first, as she was taught to look only outwardly, but internally she feels that you are special to her. These feelings will pursue her until she releases the fear of the unknown and begins to explore what it is in you that resonates with her and why. You might be there now trying to understand why you are stuck in this phase of the connection, or perhaps you are seeking confirmation of your thoughts about her. But know that she is really taking the time to look inward, exploring parts that were only activated by the encounter with you. So yes, you have definitely initiated something powerful, and she realizes that this journey is something you need to navigate together, even if there are moments of separation. The truth is that she was deeply impacted by how different you are. So much so that she even considered following an easier path, but she can't stop thinking about you, especially your face. This impact makes her lean more towards the unknown rather than the familiar. It seems that this might be a next level in her spiritual journey or a process of awakening. The moment you aligned made her question whether she should take this connection seriously. She may have decided to focus on herself, to look inward, but she can't stop thinking about you, especially your face. You must have something very rare, something that truly marks people, especially her, to the point of having persistent thoughts about you. Your image constantly pops into her mind, and signs from the universe remind her of you. Her soul recognized yours as something very special. She feels that you are important on her journey. This perception motivates her actions now. That is why she is trying to get closer. Whatever your position on your personal journey, there is now a unique energy present. This is uncharted territory for her, and she wants to return to your energy. Pay attention to this. The way she reaches out may be subtle, casual. She may be trying to understand how you are, where your heart is. But definitely, this is a connection that has not yet had the chance to deepen, and that is what she seeks now. She is in a process of spiritual discovery and alignment, where your presence has become fundamental. This is a delicate and significant moment for both of you. The way you respond to this energy can shape the future of this connection. Be attentive and open to what is to come, because this journey promises to be unique and transformative for both of you.